Yo, what's up guys? Ethan here back with another video. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why Memphis should join the Big 12. And this is a different video towards other videos that I've done. Mainly on this channel, we do season predictions, and when it's a season, I give my predictions on games and fill you in with the top news. Today, we're going to give you a scenario on why Memphis should join the Big 12. I have three big time reasons on why they should join the Big 12, and at the end we're gonna say should they or not. First thing, let's go over the recent records. So this is from 2014 to currently. In 2014 they went 10-3 and they were 1-2 against the Power 5. In 2015 they went 9-4 and they were 2-1 against the Power 5. In 2016, they went 8-5 and 1-1 versus the Power 5. In 2017, they went 10-3 and 1-1 versus Power 5. In 2018, they went 8-6 and 0-2 versus the Power 5. And this last year, easily the best year Memphis has ever had, going 12-2 and 1-1 against the Power 5. And I really wouldn't even consider that one L this upcoming year an actual L. Even though you did lose to Penn State was great last year. So, personally, I think Memphis went out the game saying, okay, on the record we lost, but personally, I think it was a win. The season was easily a win. So, I do understand that before 2014, there was rarely a good year in Memphis, as I'm pretty sure the previous year, they only had 2 or 3 wins. But the recent success of Memphis, it's really good. Also, another thing I didn't say in the intro, this video is strictly on college football. I do understand that they have a great basketball program, and they always had, but just for this video and specifically, we're just going over college football. Next, we have the NFL production and how much production they release into the NFL. Currently, they have 15 total players. The players that I will be bringing up are players that are from the 2014 to the current span. So, they had Anthony Miller, wide receiver on the Bears. He's the second string. Tony Pollard, backup running back for the Cowboys. Darrell Henderson, starting running back for the Rams. Well, he could be a backup. I'm not exactly sure if him or Cam Akers are going to get the starting stop in LA, but I do think Henderson will win it. Bobby McCain, starting free safety for the Dolphins. Jake Elliott, starting kicker for the Eagles, and he's widely considered a top 10 guaranteed a top 15 kicker in the NFL. Antonio Gibson, running back / wide receiver for the Redskins. My bad, but I do think he would be the third string running back and the 6th or 7th receiver. He can line up at both positions and do it pretty well. My bad about that. And also a few other players that they had are first round pick quarterback Paxton Lynch. He's currently the 4th string quarterback for the Steelers. He was a bust, not really good on Memphis's resume. And also Jannard Avery, linebacker on the Eagles. He's a backup. And probably their most popular player, Dontari Poe, defensive lineman. To be honest, he was drafted in 2012, so I didn't bring him up. And now, even though we had a few great years with the Chiefs, he's kind of irrelevant now. And I don't even know what teams he's on, to be honest. And also another thing, like I said, Memphis has a total of 15 total NFL players. And I have 9 top tier schools, well, not top tier, but high tier schools that they surprisingly have more players than. Those schools are Iowa State, San Diego State, Arizona, Kansas, Syracuse, Minnesota, Washington State, BYU, and Georgia Tech. And I think the main ones that really shocked me was Iowa State. Now, I do understand that Arizona, Kansas, and Syracuse are considered more of a basketball school than football. But still, they, like Arizona, they had Khalil Tate. A few years ago, they were really good. Kansas, I understand that. And Syracuse, But Memphis to have more NFL players for that, and I personally think Memphis is more considered a basketball school than a football school. That's pretty good. But Iowa State, like, you look at their recent success, and you are probably shocked. Well, I know Brock Purdy's probably going to be a first-round pick in this upcoming draft, but still, Memphis has more total players currently in the NFL than those teams, and two of which are in the Big 12, which is Iowa State and Kansas. And the third and last reason why Memphis should join the Big 12 is mainly for the Big 12's purposes. You expand the Big 12 to an extra state. As we know, the states in the Big 12 are Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, Iowa, and West Virginia. You look at Texas. Texas is a great football state, and I would say it's a 50-50. My bad. But I would consider it to be a 50-50 on SEC and Big 12 popularity. Oklahoma, without a doubt, is a Big 12 state. Kansas, without a doubt, is a Big 12 state. Iowa, it's also another 50-50. I would probably lean towards more of it to be a Big 10 state, but there's still that little bit that could be a Big 12 state. And West Virginia, even though it shouldn't be, it is a Big 12 state. And now you add Tennessee. And now we know that the Tennessee Volunteers will always be the top king in the state of Tennessee. But now you add Memphis. So you get the western side of Tennessee to get some of that Big 12 juice. And the big thing is you get the fans of Memphis rooting for the Big 12, and then also you get the city of Memphis. As we know, Memphis is the second biggest city in Tennessee besides Nashville. So you get a new variety of fans to broadcast and be fans of a Big 12 school. Also, you look at the Liberty Bowl. It's not at the top with the big house, Beaver Stadium, both Death Valleys, Ohio Stadium as top tier stadiums. But when you look at the Liberty Bowl, the most college football fans, they know what it is. The Liberty Bowl is a huge thing in college football. Not the biggest thing, but it's pretty big. And getting that type of stadium into the Big 12, that could be really good and definitely get more revenue. So, in total, should Memphis join the Big 12? And it depends. If you just look at recent history, the past 6 years, if Memphis does that for an extra 4 to 5, 6 years, but you need to get against Power 5 teams, you have to get that up a little bit. Currently, they're around 50-50. You have to be around 60%. You have to win your games like that. Around there. But if they keep on dominating the American, yeah, bring them down, get a new market, and also get a new bunch of players from Memphis to make your conference look better towards the NFL. But if instead of like 8-5 and 9-4, you get 7-5 years, no, they should not. I personally think Memphis should. Also, one more thing. If Memphis does join, we're going to be looking at another school joining. I would assume it would be another American school, and the top 3 candidates are SMU, Houston, and Cincinnati. Personally, I would choose Cincinnati, but geographically, I would understand why the Big 12 wouldn't. Even though I would do Cincinnati, personally, I would do Houston, because you can have the Dallas, Dallas is, Dallas is SMU. So you can have the Austin and Houston battle with Texas and Houston. And personally, I think SMU is mainly a football school, and some years they don't even do good. Houston's more of a basketball school. They always do good in basketball, and even though they're not as well known as for football, in recent years they've been pretty good, besides this last year. So, in this scenario, Houston and Memphis will join the Big 12. Who replaces them in the American? I don't know, maybe even Appalachian State as a football only. So, in conclusion, I personally think if Memphis keeps on doing what they're doing, they will get a spot in the Big 12 in 4 to 7 years. In the comment section below, would you guys like to see Memphis join the Big 12? And also, do you want me to do more of these for other teams, like why Boise State should join the Pac-12 and all that? So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, share, subscribe, and like always, have a good day. Peace out.